Michael, what's your favorite part of 9 mornings?
It's people participation, especially the children. Let me give you 4 instances of why I could tap myself on the shoulder and said it's been worth it. In 2004, there was a team from the World Bank in St.Vincent, right? A team from the World Bank. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves was able to convince this team of 5 to get up out of their beds and come down to 9 mornings at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, how he managed to do it, he must have said to them, look, you're in St. Vincent, we have this unique festival. You ain't going to experience anymore. You got to come out. And when these people come out, we talk about 5 persons. One was from Australia, Austria, South Africa, USA. And I think the other one was from Argentina, so because they represented the various continents. 5 people from the World Bank. And these people, being from the World Bank, they're middle ages, 40s, 50s, 60s. They came, they look at the massive crowd and they're not seeing any security. Prime Minister Gonsalves brought them to me. He says, Michael, I have a team here from the World Bank. He says, this is Michael. And he's talking to me like if we're big buddies, right? And they're looking at him like, this must be the greatest prime minister. He's walking through the crowd with no security. So I said, okay. I said to them, look, this is what we do at 9 mornings. You're going to go on stage and get a chance to greet the visitors. And so they agreed. When they went up on stage and I said, this is so-and-so from South Africa, Vincentians at 9 mornings are very supportive people. They gave them a big Vincentian greeting. I was like, what? So I said, it's 9 mornings. You got to do something from your country. And this guy from South Africa did a South African song and a South African dance. And as you said, the place mash up. And everybody did something from their own community and they got this big rouse and round of applause and so on. And they were like, man, we have traveled the world. Never have we seen this. We in a country at 5 o'clock in the morning, we are on stage and the people are cheering and clapping. The biggest joke was the guy from the USA. He started to sing Jingle Bells, and people said, no, you lost something else. And he says, that's the only song I know. Right? But then afterwards, he started saying Silent Night, and he says, oh, help me. So that was a team from the World Bank was able to come to St. Vincent and be part of the festival, right, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
And live to tell the tale.
I live to tell the tale. Those 5 people go back to the various communities, the various countries, and all they can talk about, I went to St. Vincent and I had this experience. Man, you gotta go, and you gotta go.
Yeah.
That's what's happening. Secondly, when we developed the festival in 1999, we said we wanted to be a festival where everybody can feel comfortable, right? Young, old, rich, poor, black, white, Christians, non-Christians. Everybody should feel comfortable. About 7 years ago, this lady came to 9 mornings and she was standing at the side of the stage and she had her daughter with her. The way they were dressed, I could see that their mother and daughter. Now the child was mentally challenged. She had this mongoloid appearance. Now the name of it slips me.
Down syndrome.
Down syndrome, right. She had Down syndrome. Right, so when I came off the stage, they were standing right at the foot of the stage. I said, hi, because they were dressed in these colorful outfits. So in my mind, I know they came to 9 mornings, hoping that she probably could get on stage. So I said, hi, and the mother says, hi, she likes to sing. Telling me the daughter likes to sing. So I said, hi, how are you doing? And I said, I'm going to take you on stage. And she got excited and she started to jump, she started to jump. So I held her hand and took her on stage. And I said, this young lady has been following me around all morning and telling me how much she loves me. And she wants to sing a song for me. And she said, she sang Silent Night. No, Oh Holy Night. Cleo, it's the biggest applause in my 20 years plus years of 9 mornings I have ever heard, because she sang it and she performed it.
Wow.
Right? A child with Down syndrome.
How touching, yeah.
Right. The mother was comfortable enough that she can bring her mentally challenged child to 9 mornings and she can go on stage and live out her dreams or passion. Right? I stood within touching distance, but I let go of her hand and she was doing ballet and singing the song
Oh.
and performed better than Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey. And it was the biggest applause ever, because the 9 Mornings crowd is also very accommodating. People
Yes.
applaud. But this was from the heart, you know, and she was all smiles. That made her life, whatever challenges she had in life, they would all have disappeared.
Yes.
The third one was even more touching because I was doing a competition with some ladies. So I said, I want 3 ladies to come on stage. And when you invite people on stage, I tend to look at them to see, first of all, what I'm going to do. I don't just plan something and invite 3 ladies. I look at the ladies first to make sure that whatever I'm going to do with them, they'll be up for it and do it in such a way that people can enjoy it. So when I look at the ladies, they look kind of serious, as look as if they won't do anything outrageous. So I said, these ladies going to sing for me this morning. And the first lady says, she sang a song, I Surrender All. Cleo, this woman said, look, at the end of the song, she says, I came here to enjoy my last 9 mornings. Things so hard at me, I was going to come to 9 mornings and go back home and commit suicide. But the experience today and hearing the preaching from the worship session that came before and singing the song and see people respond to me so well has given me hope. I'm not going to commit suicide anymore. I'm going to try to live.
Wow.
I said, my God, that was so touching.
Yes.
She had planned to commit suicide, but because she came and she got to go on stage and she sang and people embraced and applauded her so warmly, she felt like, don't give up. So when she came off stage, Pastor Daniel, whose church was on doing worship, the devotion, and I asked him to pray for her. And he prayed for her. And that woman was able to get thoughts of suicide and ending her life out of her mind. And hope that she can live for another. And I said, wow, I said, that's the power of
9
9 mornings. You know, she had gone to another activity. She may not have gotten the chance. She would not have gotten the chance to go on stage and for the audience to embrace. So somebody might have said, come off the stage, you're boring or whatever. But people don't do that at 9 mornings. They give you a chance to support you. If you ain't singing too well, they might sing with you, right? But people don't boo people and chant them down and tell them, come off stage. So those are 3 simple things that I'm proud of the festival, which is why it's been so rewarding. And to see the children participating, especially in Kingston, so much new talent has come through based on the various competitions, especially allowing children to sing the first song and so on. That people like Kyoko Cruikshank, the first time Vincentians heard about Kyoko Cruikshank, it was at 9 mornings.
Mm-hmm.
There was this gospel singer from Canada who came down and she sang Oh Holy Night and she, as I say, mashed up the place. She got aroused, but I said, can anybody match that? And this young girl, 13 years old, stepped on stage and people said, no, she sung better than the star. That's where we heard first about Kyoko, Ronnie Richardson. It was a game I was doing with some boys who had to serenade a girl. And he sang so well the very first time that I saw your brown eyes. And people said, boy, he could sing, bring him back. That was the first time we saw,
So 9
Ronnie.
mornings is a dream maker, it's a lifesaver, it's a career maker. So many things about 9 mornings in St. Vincent. I wanted to ask
it's all about people, yes.
There are some crazy ideas coming out of 9 mornings. How many times can you say 9 mornings before you can breathe? As you said, sing me a song. Where do these ideas come from, Michael?
They're all spontaneous, I'll give you a joke, for example. When we started in 99, I of course emceed, alone for many, many, many years. And one of the things I would do, I would ask people a question. I would say, let me ask you a question. And the question was designed just to get you comfortable, as I said, to wake you up. Right? It really was a simple question, but I used to put a spin or a twist on it. And at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, people's brains were not as sharp. So people would say something out of the way and people would laugh. So it got to a point, Cleo, where people were afraid to come on stage because I would ask questions. But a lot of times you look at people and you says, okay, I want to do this. Because 9 mornings is all about having fun and enjoying yourself. So you don't want to do serious stuff. You want to do things that people will enjoy on stage as well as the people off stage. I will give you a simple joke, right? The phrase "it's 9 mornings." This is where it came from, right?
Which is the official slogan of 9 mornings.
Right, the official tag, right? It's 9 mornings. This is where it came from. It was 2004. We were on Bassy Street. That's when we had the Kings and Queens on Bassy Street. And I said, I want 3 girls, 3 women on stage. And these 3 women come. But there was this particular girl. She had what you call a hatty, braggadocious girl. And she came on stage and she was the first contestant. So I said, I'm going to ask you a question. And she said, ask me now. And Cleo, this question just popped into my head. Because I never ever prepare, I never plan. I just look at the person and something would pop into my head. So this particular question popped into my head. I was just the right person, the right time, and the right question. So I said, December 24th is Christmas Eve. December 25th is Christmas Day. December 26th is Boxing Day, and I'm taking along with me. December 31st is Old Year's Day, and January 1st is New Year's Day. Which day is New Year's Eve? And she looked at me, put her hand on her hips and said, December 27th now. Boy, people run up the road, people run down the road, and people start to laugh at her. The radio stations were covered kind of live, and for the whole day, people just play. December 27th is New Year's Eve. Okay. I stood up next to her, and all I could have said was, it's 9 mornings. And that's where that came from.
That a slogan was born. And what are some of the other facts of 9 mornings? So there's the slogan, there's some other things that are now synonymous with 9 mornings. What are some of those other things?
When we were kids, we didn't have cell phones and alarm clocks and all that sort of stuff. We depended on the fowl cock. First cock crowed 1 o'clock, so you come to them 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, the cock wake you up. Right. So the fowl cock is the official animal for 9 mornings.
Okay.
Because it's synonymous with waking up.
Yes.
Right? So you would hear the cock crow and you time them. First crow, second crow, third crow, fourth crow. Okay,
time to move.
And for some strange reason, these cocks crowed on the hour. I don't know how they did it.
Also, we told ourselves.
Yes, they just did it on the hour. Right? So the cock is the official animal for 9 mornings.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to any 9 mornings activities, especially back in the day, you'll see these huge piles of oranges. Because the orange is used for energy and for also brushing your teeth, keeping your mouth fresh. You know, when you wake up suddenly and you run out of bed, you have time to go and brush your teeth or whatever thing. And in those days, with the poor boys, you didn't have no mouthwash or anything, right? So you depended on the orange to make your breath fresh and for sustenance. So the orange became the official fruit for 9 mornings. And the oranges in season is in December in a big way. So especially when you go to a fete at Pismo, you see these huge piles of oranges. And oranges are still very much part of the festival. So the orange is the official fruit. Traditionally, when we had serenade and the music was the boom jam, right? So the boom jam is the traditional music of 9 mornings. We promote bush tea. You know, you want something hot in the morning, you want no coffee or any milk tea or anything like that. You have the bush tea. So that the bush tea is the official drink. It's Christmas time. It's not about strong drinks. We promote local soft drinks. So you have the ginger beer, sorrel and Morby as your official drinks. You could pick one, but those you get more, they're more popular.
The official beers of the season are ginger beer and sorrel beer. I got you.
Right.
All right.
So you got some of the standard elements of the festival.
Yes, I have. Okay, so Michael, you ask me a question. Do? Ask me a
Oh,
question.
what do you like about Nine Mornings?
I think it is the culture, the exposition of culture, and as you say, the variations in the different communities, because it is the only time when they are actually highlighted and you realize that as much as we are one people, there's so much diversity throughout the nation. So I think that's what I like most, what I treasure most about Nine Mornings.
Now we have had Nine Mornings for more than 2 centuries now in St. Vincent, but yet still it's a Vincentian thing, but yet still Vincentians struggle to actually define it. If I ask you what is Nine Mornings, what would you say?
It's a Vincy Cultural Expo.
That doesn't say exactly what it is.
It's a festival of all of our cultures, our food, our music, our traditions, our, as you say, our spontaneity, our colorfulness as a people, our warmth as a people. I think all of those things are displayed in that package, and it is perhaps the most sellable package, as opposed to Carnival, where, as you said, there's throwing of drinks on people, and there's a sort of licentiousness that is not present in Nine Mornings. Nine Mornings is where you, as you say, you can take your family and you can have the richest of cultural experiences. And so there's that thing about Nine Mornings that I suppose gives it the edge.
It is, and it was designed that way. I always say to people, when we started in '99, we had to move from a tradition to a festival. A tradition is a cultural activity that has been handed down from generation to generation, right? But a festival is an organized series of activities around a main event. Now, the traditional Nine Mornings festivities were spontaneous. People simply got up and did whatever they chose to do. What we did going from '99 is organize centralized, organized activities to encourage the existence and continuance of the tradition, so that the tradition, the essence of the festival is still maintained through the tradition of early morning activities. But now the activities now are more organized and centralized, right?
Understood.
Right.
Understood. So let me ask you a question now.
Mm-hmm.
Another question. What is pure Vincy?
Pure Vincy is anything that's 100% local. I always laugh when people ask that question, or when I ask people that question, because they, for example, people say local food. Pilau is local food. I say no, that's a locally produced food as opposed to a local food, right? So a festival that is generic, inherently Vincy, is what is local. That's Nine Mornings.
So
Carnival,
in essence, pure Vincy, it's Nine Mornings.
It's Nine Mornings, right? Because it's not duplicated, replicated, copied, or anywhere else. So it's still 100% Vincy. That is why Vincentians are so proud of it, because it's the one thing we could put our hands up in the air and say, we're the only people who have that. Trinidad has the best carnival, the greatest party on earth, but you have carnival in St. Vincent too. At one point, our carnival was threatening to go past, Vincy was threatening to go past Trinidad Carnival. A lot of Trinidadians would come over and say they had a better time in St. Vincent than in Trinidad. Jazz Festival started in Barbados. St. Lucia copied it and took it to a next level, organized activities at Pigeon Point. Right? St. Lucia Music Festival was designed, not St. Lucia, St. Kitts Music Festival was designed to rival Reggae Sunsplash in Jamaica. And the Dominicans responded with World Creole Music Festival. But so their music festivals all over the place, but nobody
has Nine Mornings.
No 4 morning, no break of dawn.
Michael, I want to thank you. Thank you for being here with me, and giving such a rich description, history, all these details about Nine Mornings that we don't usually hear. We have a very as you say, superficial understanding of Nine Mornings. And I don't think we ever really get the opportunity to get behind the curtains and see the foundation on which Nine Mornings stands. So I want to thank you very much for bringing all of this great stuff to our listeners. And I want to congratulate you on your retirement and thank you for all that you have done for us in the Department of Culture. Thank you and your previous committee, Mr. Providence, Mr. Bowman, yourself, and missing somebody, aren't I?
Bassy Alexander.
Bassy Alexander. I want to thank you all for bringing Nine Mornings to where it is. And I know that the incoming committee, Mr. Bomani Charles and his committee, they have huge shoes to fill. So I wish them all the best.
It's a bit challenging.
Yeah,
yes,
I wish them all the best as well. And thank you for sharing this time with me.
Yeah, Cleo, this is a very important program. Programs such as these are important because, you know, all my life I've been saying to people that we have a lot of stuff to be proud of in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And if we stop and really think, we will do more to help this country develop and survive. Just a simple sentence. You know, our history is far more unique than any other country in the Caribbean, but we don't talk a lot about that. When Columbus arrived in the 1400s, they were St. Vincent, right? Our indigenous population was different than other countries in the Caribbean, but we don't talk a lot about that. We got Nine Mornings, which is unique. I mean, we talk a lot about it, but not enough, right? If we think about these things, we do all we can to ensure that St. Vincent Grenadines, you know, moves and develops. And that has been my task ever since I was in school. I wanted to make a contribution to the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. People ask me why, you know, with my qualifications, my abilities, my talent, why I didn't go overseas and make money and all that sort of stuff. And I said to people, if all of us leave and go overseas and chase the dollar, what would happen to St. Vincent and Grenadines? We won't develop. I prefer to make my contribution here. Salary and income and money, those are not important. It was making a contribution that would last. And so I felt proud to be a part of the Nine Mornings Festival, the committee that developed it, the whole tradition, keeping it alive and ensuring that we got something that is beneficial to the country and brings a lot of joy to people, especially all generations who can be part of the festival. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of early mornings. You know, Lennox and I had this thing we would say to each other, you know. When I started in culture in 1989, I started to be part of the revival of the festival. Between 1989 and now, I've not missed a single Nine Mornings.
Wow.
Well, God has blessed me with good health, and I thank Him for that. But I have not missed a single Nine Mornings. And Lennox and I have been going at it year after year. That we've been going this long.
So which one of you holds the record?
Well, Lennox, since I retired, Lennox has taken over the record now.
All right. Well, I hope retirement doesn't mean total removal.
I missed a couple of mornings last year.
Okay.
You know,
all right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Michael.
It's been a privilege, yes. Thank you for this interview. And I said, programs such as these are very important. And I am glad you choose it because we really have so many things in this country we can be proud of.
Well, I'm a very presumptuous person, so I'm taking this as my invitation to call on you again. Yes,
any contribution I can make, you know, I'm here to make it. I will tell you a story very quickly, Cleo, of what keeps me going. You know, people ask me what has been my motivation, what has been my driving force, and I said to them, many years ago, I was walking in Egmont Street. And it was just below the Bounty. You know, the Bounty used to be there on Egmont Street, opposite Singer. I was walking there when this lady, she probably in her 70s, don't know the lady, never saw me before. She walked up to me. She says, Mr. Michael Peters, you don't know me, but I wanted to tell you that I just hear you on the radio, I see you on TV, you're doing a good job. I pray for you every night. I say, you see that? That is what more than any increase in salary, promotion, position, or whatever. Somebody appreciates what I do and prays for me every night.
It's wonderful.
That has been the motivation and the driving force behind me. for all these years. It's never about salary, promotion, and position and money. It's about making a contribution that one person
Could
appreciates.
appreciate. Yeah.
And this lady appreciates so much that she prays to me every night. What better can I ask for?
Indeed.